Hello everyone, this is Fantastic Worlds, welcoming you back to Lovecraft Country, and coming back to an old favorite, Cultist Simulator. Yes, we're back here, we're one of our favorites, because despite massive updates and retooling by the developers, I think, according to the reports, that this is stable enough to play again. As you may or not know, our Exile run stopped because everything just broke down. For some reason, he decided to beta test with his base game, not, an opt-in system or something like that. In any case, we're back here again because I want to fulfill a promise I made at 750 subscribers, which was, oh my god, like half ago. I mean, seriously, we're like past 1,500 a couple of weeks ago. It's amazing. Thank you, everyone. But we're going to go back to here and give Shadows of Forbidden Gods a bit of a break because they're going through an update themselves, and I don't want to, like I did to the Astra run, have to redo it because I'm going to have to go back and do a third Astra run because I didn't finish it. But in any case, let's deal with what we're doing today. Now, the thing is about Cultist Simulator is at 750 subscribers, I said that I would do the Lantern Apostle and 1,000 the Lantern Aspirant, and at 1,000 the Lantern Apostle runs, and I will be doing those. And the first one has to be the Aspirant, otherwise Aspirant, I think actually sounds like aspirin. The Aspirant, and they have to complete that to get to the Apostle. Now, the thing is that, of course, we are going to have to purge our save probably to do that, which is okay. I mean, I've already got all the DLC and such, but I wanted to note a couple of things. First of all, now all of the achievements have their own sub platform here. Like, for example, all the ones that I've managed to complete here for Exile and for Ghoul. There's also hidden achievements for both of those, which I probably will do for a possible extra episode. And, of course, someday some Valentine's special about what happens if you and your cultist just give up the whole occult thing and fall in love, which is actually considered to be a failure in this game, by the way. Love has no place among the stars, which is kind of why this world is so messed up in the first place. But what we want to do is we want to purge save, because that will put us back to the Aspirant. There we go. Now we begin the game, and we start off as the Aspirant. Now, there's been a few changes here. Alone in this chilly city, my useless education and my dreams. What now? What more could I become? Now, as promised at the 750 mark, I'm doing my Chancellor Palpatine run, which means that I am going to be relatively unpleasant. Normally, I keep a low profile and just deal with people that, but you may notice that I can get super aggressive real quick. Now, a couple of changes here they've done to the base game. Yeah, what happens is that these are our target areas. If anything happens, like for example, when they create the time passes verb, it will land here. When they create the whenever cards come out, they'll land here. So we're gonna have to get used to it. A little bit of retooling of the UI here. You notice that we have no cards, anything else, and we've done Exile for a while, so we're gonna slowly get back into this. Now, the Chancellor Palpatine means that I will, of course, be a lot more offensive when dealing with things and be less kind to people. I will preserve my order. Now, one of the reasons why I think it's kind of odd if I'm doing the Lantern run that I'm doing what's character normally associated with the dark side is that, in fact, Palpatine is an example of evil light. Light is order. And fascism, that's order. That's a perfectly good representation of the light, as it is a construct that defines reality. It's just not a very good reality. So let's see what we have to do. First of all, menial employment. Remember, we're going to go over this as we go since it's been a while. Some of you will obviously be really familiar with this as the base game, but we're going to come back in and have a little loosen up a little bit. Have a little fun with this. Not be quite as quick about some of our actions. Some of you have noticed that I will jump in areas where I consider to be the game not to be going very quickly, and you requested that you want me to do this straight through, and I will. Yeah, by the way, we're going to be let's say Charles Reed, after all. That's kind of the character we're playing in Sinking City. And oh boy, do I have something to say about that when the next one rolls around. Now, okay, so another shift at the hospital, another shift. You can, okay, we got the sensitivity there. Mopping the darkened hallways, delivering post to hollow-eyed invalids, trundling corpse-laden gurneys to the basement. Eventually he worked, remember this is 1930s, just before the Great War in London, which basically means that our character is working a public hospital, which is essentially where poor people go to die. And no, I'm not kidding. Which, unfortunately, is the truth in London in 2022. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Okay, we have normal speed going, by the way. Because, like I said, we have to warm up into this, and we are doing so. Now, you can imagine, whatever the hell his first name is, Palpatine, having started his political career as a low-level wage slave. Halfway through your shift, the head porter beckons you aside. We won't require your services anymore, he says. Here's your last payment. We paid you for the end of the month. I've lost my job. At least I have a little time to rest, and my health improves. A dream is unlocked. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll take our funds, which are 2, which essentially is what we make. Now, the thing is, it's a month's wages, I believe, to the end of the month. We don't know how many it is. I usually say this is about 2 weeks or 1 week's ages. Okay, you know what? I'm talking here. One of the things we're going to do about this game, by the way, is we are going to pause a lot more, simply because I can. You see, this game, a lot of people feel pressured by the clock running, that essentially becomes, they become kind of feel pushed to go forward and not pause and think about it. We are going to think about what we're doing. And of course, our health. This is my body. There are other bodies. This one is mine. By the way, that's a reference to the Marine Corps. This is when they assign you a rifle, and you call it a rifle and not a gun, goddammit, because there is shit they do to you if you do that. Rifle, they say there are many rifles, but this one is mine. You sleep with it, you work with it, you clean it, you need to know it intimately, because that is the thing that is the thing that's going to keep you alive in the field. Anyway, so we have health, where we usually start right here. In dream, it began when I spoke to the old man in the hospital. He knew my name, but he's dead now. The pneumonia. Why did I dream of him still? Why is the cobalt light in my dreams? Now remember, light is one of the concepts that is not good in this world. This is based off a Gnostic universe. Okay, I'm not going to go into heavy into the lore thing, but in this phase, the sun rising has been slain, and his bits and pieces are everywhere. But the problem is, the new sun has not arisen. A pretender known as the Watchman has seized his power. Apparently, it was a mortal who did so, or if you're a Gnostic, Aeon that went rogue, and is currently controlling the world in a negative fashion. And we, by taking on the mantle of the light, are taking its place. So this time it's beware of the power of the light side, because the dark is actually the good ones. The other one's trying to end the world and reset it, rather than keeping this broken shell moving. Anyways, we have contentment. I'm happy, I think. Of course, this is an influence. We know it well. Two lantern and 2 heart. These come in handy at some points, but right now, not so much. And passion. Now, we don't have reason quite yet. That will come when this comes around. But the first thing we want to do, by the way, is that that's become, I got to note that he took out the space between cards as supposedly it's most efficient, but I kind of don't like it. I like having a little bit of a border. And the funds down there, okay, we're going to run out of those real quick. So what we're going to do now is that we need to produce funds. The moment we start producing funds, we'll start producing the clock, which means, of course, that is our primary enemy, which is the consumes a fund every 60 seconds. Now, there's a couple ways we can do this. We are probably going... Now, the thing is, I'm wondering if we start with passion, do we actually have to start the clock when we work without increasing a job? Because health will always produce one additional... one fund as long as exhausting the health. What I'm thinking about trying would be to drop the passion first just for experimentation. So... we'll paint. We used to paint. I could paint those sites. I half remember from my dreams. I'd probably sell something, but I probably won't. We'll, however, produce a contentment most of the time. Now, the yearning would allow us, by the way, if you remember, that's one of the quickest way to get rid of restlessness. Remember, this entire game will tell you how to play it. You just have to click on all the buttons and read them. It's one of those things that happens. Now, you notice that, by the way, contentment is utterly useless, and we will be losing it shortly. Okay. Now, as is going forward, let's fast forward this part at least. Because in the beginning, there really isn't going to be that much to do so. Now, if we actually find out that the painting, if it's unsuccessful, does start the clock, which more information we have for the future. And of course, we will begin slowly but surely turning ourselves into the monster that we will become. All right, so might notice here a bequest arrives. A letter from the solicitor, the old man at the hospital, the one I dream of, his name means will. Soon I hear more. Right, he gives us 10 funds and the beginning of all things. All right, so first of all, old and happy far off things. Now, this is a restlessness, which is going to become a dread if we allow it to. Also, we have a glimmering, plus this. Now, the next thing we want to do is right off the bat, we have to ask ourselves what the next part is. Now, one of the things I'm going to be doing, by the way, is since we don't have the clock running yet, and we have no reason to start it, we're going to try to see if we can get how far we can get without actually activating it. Because remember, we don't need money right now, and I can paint with this restlessness when this recovers in about 59 seconds. And we can just, slowly, not quite really into the job market quite yet again. Okay, so again, like I said, I'll probably slow down when I have more to say in the middle of the game, but, then we have actually found a new strategy. There we go, the bequest. The old man has bequeathed me. Now remember, my theory, and it is a popular fan theory, is this is actually an alternate version of ourselves that failed to become an initiate, and somehow managed to transfer themselves into our universe in an attempt to, of course, make it right. It's a time. Remember, this entire game is about a time loop. We're in time loop, trying to push forward by bringing about the apocalypse. Again, lore episodes. Really have to get back to those sometime. The old man has bequeathed me a sum of money and a packet of peculiar papers, poetry, riddles, metaphysical speculations. For the first time in months, here is some fuel. Study is unlocked for my reason. There's the funds, there's the bequest, a packet of papers. I must study it with the passion or reason, and there's the reason. Now, we are going to study it with reason as we are doing the light run, and you always do that no matter which run you do so, because that will get you the dreaming ability real fast. Now, reason goes here. We will be studying it with the bequest with it immediately. So, what we need to do. But another possibility is whether or not... Now we're going to be transferring on passion, so keep track of things. The glimmering will go out in 151 seconds. The passion will go out in 31 seconds. So what we can do is the moment that this comes through, and we'll switch this to normal. All right, we are going to take the restlessness. Now we have 20... We have... Well, hang on. There. We have 58 seconds. So the moment this comes across, we are going to be able to launch ourselves into this, gain at least one glimmering, and possibly some funds. Now, if we get funds, that means the whole clock starts, right? Okay, but the other thing we're going to do right now, since the study thing is open, we're going to study health, because we want health to get up as quickly as possible. Long wakes kill cautless. This will give us a vitality without exhausting our health, which means that, again, we're not producing any money. The clock hasn't started. Apparently, we're living in our mother's basement at the moment. It's a very popular life choice right now. Possibly a popular life choice during any time of, lack of prosperity within a capitalist system. Yes, I am political. Of course, this time around, we're not trying to do anything about that. We're trying to control the system and make it work for us. Because that is what success is defined as in our societies. Is the one exploiting everyone else. Just playing evil, I feel fine doing it here. Alright, so, and then the passion has regenerated. Glimmering, we still have 119 seconds, but what we can do, we go to paint again, we do restlessness. That will terminate the restlessness and make sure it does not become a dread, even though the dread traps haven't started. Then, when that happens, we'll have 2 glimmering. This study will be over. We'll work with the health, and then we'll have 2 health, and then we'll work towards the reason, increasing our reason as well, because we want at least 2 cards, because the last thing we want to do is lose our 1 card and essentially be stuck at a death spiral. Speeding up this one particular point, since we have nothing else to do. Yeah, remember, we're not speeding along, and we're doing fine. Okay, so, all right, now we've pause. Now we've activated this. We have to change our strategies. Apparently, doing that increased it. Now, the thing is, of course, we have the vitality here. 60 seconds. Yeah, we're going to have to... Okay, so we'll save this. We should be able to do this. Okay, so the bequest in that is 60 seconds. You're at 18. Nope, what we're going to do, we'll hold off again, because we have the extra funds to do so. If emergency happens, we can deal with it. Trick is not to be afraid. I have no idea where that graphic is there. Okay, painting. I finished the painting to the excitement of absolutely no one but me. Sometimes you'll gain glimmerings. Hey, actually we gain 2 of them. Not gonna be able to get to level 3 on our studying. Gods. One improvement was not made. The table moves too quickly. Feed my imagination. The fingers of wrath are wiser than the horses of instruction. If I spend time studying what I've learned, I should increase my passion and thus gain a skill. There. That will give us to level 2. Now, what we want to do is we want to move health to here, and we will do unskilled labor, backbreaking labor for meager pay. Is this the best I can do? Because that will produce a second vitality, and then we move into our second health card, which is of course utterly vital. Now we've got a glimmering left over, and it is possible if we play our cards right to get that get to level 3 passion. I don't know if we'll be able to do it. But you can tell, by the way, that season. Yep. Time passes, and the next is going to be despair. Now, if we hadn't gotten rid of that despair card we generated, we would be in trouble, but we did. This is why you stay hard on what's happening. Switch to normal, so we have a little time here in the beginning, because the beginning is absolutely vital to how we're going to be doing this. Okay, so young Palpatine continues his job as smashing rocks for someone. All right, so the passion card is up and running, but feed my imagination. There are more windows in my soul, and sunlight is not the only thing that passes through a window. Light does. I gained passion, but it was more difficult to get. So remember, the reason he said it's more than sunlight is because the sunlight represents the power of the sun undiminished, which is not currently we are. It's the feeble light of the insane light of the Watchman. Skill, vivid imagination. My daydreams sometimes outpace my dreams. Uses the work to paint or study with 2 lessons learned to gain more passion. All right, so now we've got that, and of course our second passion card. We arrange this here. And there we go. Again, I'm not really fond of this, but we're going to work with it. Now again, right here, unskilled labor, health fatigued. Vitality is there, health fatigued is here. We take the 2 vitality so we can get the level 2 health. Take the health, we put that into nap. So 30 seconds later, we have it back because we don't want to have that. The only thing that could possibly go around is that a season of sickness. We've got both. We'll have the health card, but even then, we'd have more than enough time to get this health card or this health card and then this health card out. So right now, of course, you check to see with this being empty what we might be able to do with it. Now, one thing we can do with it is we could just take this and knock these out. We could get a lesson learned and then work towards getting level 3 passion, because passion is actually the thing that works the best. Okay, so yeah, the glimmering we could use as an inspiration, but we want to keep that, because remember, when you touch one of these things, all the possible cards you can put in there will glow. Anyways, again, we're just living off the inheritance in our mother, and we're no longer in our mother's basement. She has kicked us out, because otherwise we wouldn't be having to be spending for our lifestyle. But hey, at least we got a little bit of a head start here compared to the usual game. Chancellor Palpatine's past self living in his mother's basement in Naboo. Oof, that must be embarrassing. I mean, do they have like universal social credit? You didn't have to actually work, because, you know, not the case here. All right, what's going on here? Colors of Night. I could spend more money to make it better. Don't really want to. Is that we're not trying to make funds with this? That's kind of iffy about how much of an improvement that really is. Okay, and of course, we've got the health back up and running, so we're safe for any potential illness. Now, of course, we'll get the level 2 health in just a bit from our exercise regimen, and then we'll start working our reason to level 2. And then, and only then, we start dealing with the bequest. Always, there we go. Despair trap is up and running. I should probably move this here. It'll probably be best for everything. Of course, now the dream card will get that going in a little bit. We need to get the bequest done first. Okay, yep. Passion intensity. I see the mistakes, but I see the end. Basically, it's more enthusiasm than skill. I can live with that. My own attempts at art are somewhat laughable. I mean, it's just something I'll do for myself. It'll never be anything anybody will ever see. Good work. Good. We might actually get some money from this one. And boom. All right. So what do we get? Exposure. Audiences are fickle. This will turn into a fee. This will turn the money into a bit. 1 fund, which is good. 1 glimmering. 1 mystique. Ooh, that's going to be problematic. 1 passion. Passions are exhausted and our skill. So we collect everything we can. Everything goes back to where it's supposed to be right here. We have 2 mystique. We can actually use those for painting if we have to. We check to see. Yep. Fascination's what's coming up next. Trap is coming up next. You have both Fascination Trap and Despair Trap up. That's just great. Now, the thing is, it of course means we can immediately paint with these, and the mystique can possibly get more money and more mystique, but again, that's going to increase the probability that we have the cops out, which is always a problem, but I don't plan on doing anything to... I'd like to get the Coven started. I'm going to call it the Coven from now on. My Sith Coven of Light. That's a Jedi or dark side, apparently, this time around. But yeah, and we have to decide what we're going to do. Now, one of the things we can do, obviously, is just pump in the health. We don't really have to worry too much about getting the job quite yet. And we also have a higher probability. For example, we now will have from the painting. The thing is, we might be able to do this without having to actually do Mr. Alden. Can't promise it, and frankly, I kind of enjoy driving him mad. But yeah, let's continue. Okay, we're gonna, again, if you have nothing else to do with your time, work. All right, so boom, level 2 help. Now, what we can do here is we can start using the study card. Well, first, let's do a lesson learned. Once we get that done, we can start working towards the other possibility, getting it again, because we can do a straight up passion to level 3 at this point without much difficulty whatsoever. If we'll keep an eye on the mystique and make sure when if the cops show up, we have an opportunity to eliminate the mystique and prevent them from getting interested in us for putting out a really good painting, because that's all we've done now. We don't even have a single lick of metaphysical energy. That's how much the secret police are into stopping the desperate crime spree of being a mystic. Because we all know how bad that is. All right, now the next thing we have to look at is more despair. Seriously, though, guys. There we go. Fleeting Remembrance. That's a 2-pointer. 2-point moth. 2-point secret history. Now, I always wondered if that was something I missed or something that was added later. I seem to recall believing it was Moth 2. My memory. Anyways, so yeah, let's see about what we're going to be doing next. And boom. Speed this one up a little. Simply, we don't have any gulps going on right now. But yeah, you notice that we're not shooting forward. I want my character to be strong. And this is all over. Now, health fatigued, vitality, and a fund. Fund goes over there. Health goes over here. Health, as always, gets into a nap. Now, we can also, of course, just keep the health bar rolling by doing one after the other. Vitality will actually raise up to the point where we can start getting the lessons learned for that. So we're going to be rolling at that. Except, if you recall, we can do this way, too. Unskilled labor, hours of pros, which takes less time. Now, all right, so finally, feed my imagination. Boom. Lesson learned. One lesson learned down. We need to get the next one up. That will have to occur by studying passion. And we can just study the passion because we have the time here, which is 120 seconds to get 2 of these up through the idea thing. And we will slowly but surely get to level 3 passion, which means that we can hold 3 mystique or notoriety if the police start sniffing around. No reasons why you want to increase your passion card more, and you all know the dark side is about passion, right? Wait, the light side. Wait, who's passion? Yeah, the thing is, it's kind of funny is that, yes, the thing is that the light is about passionlessness, and we can become complete androids by doing so. Now, let's see. Anything else? No, just leave things as they are. All right, so let's check out the next thing that's coming. It is, in fact, the cop. So we have to stop everything, put that under fleeting, and we have to consider what we're going to do about the cops since we have 2 mystique running. Obviously, what will happen is that the moment the cops show up, we are going to tuck all of that into the painting to see, hopefully make it so we're not detected. In the meantime, we'll have to hold off on the job in order to keep that open because the cops will be showing up in 37 seconds. I don't have anything that goes only 30 seconds in there. In the meantime, we will be able to get the additional glimmering from doing that. It can shift over to studying the reason to get that to level 2. Deep breath. Let's switch to normal as we're going to be doing a lot of work and we can hopefully avoid pausing. All right, now we have both the glimmering here. We need to get one more glimmering. So take that passion, put that here, and continue the process. Now, when we get to about 1 second here, I'm going to pop in the painting card and lose the 2 mystique. Now, we'll also gain us more mystique afterwards, so it's kind of a thing that might end up biting us in the arse. And we will eventually fail this. There is absolutely no doubt about that. So, yeah. Okay, so the health is back. Took a nap. Great. Right about the 1 second mark. Or, close as we can get to that. Boom. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab this, toss in the mystique, because you can always put a reputation card in here. And then we will make it vanish for a bit. There we go. And I'm going to put this in this. I'm going to put the fleeting remembrance in as inspiration. It's going to disappear anyways. We might actually get a little bit more from it. Boom. Now you notice This is only 10 seconds. The city is rife with journalists, detectives, and other meddlers. How long do they leave me in peace? In the beginning, when there is no cop, when there is nothing else going on, you just have to hide these things for 10 seconds at a time. And we've done so. And here we go. Boom. Now again, the curious few. Now we're still looking for reputation cards. So you'll have another 29 seconds we have to get it out. Now the first one might have been looking for the detective, so it's 40 seconds total. Sorry, it's been a little bit. I have to kind of put myself back together here. We have to hope that that's why we did this at the exact last second, as best we could. And we don't need to do that. And let's see, we need to get vitality lesson learned going next too. Okay, this is going to be kind of a juggling act, so we're going to do this most efficiently. Alright, so passion card. Reading sentimental literature, I love that part. Anyways, these two will last another 117 and 179 seconds. But this one will not last 60 seconds for the next one. So, lesson learned for that. And remember when we can get off the painting jag. Just the season ambition, we're gonna have to use painting to get rid of it. The pity we can't use it now, but hey, we'll work with it. Alright, so and once the cop stops looking, hopefully it'll be a bit. Yep. I'm curious about this. It's a rote effort. Going through the motions. Oh well. At least hopefully it won't get any more mystique. So, contentment has now occurred because of that. If we had a spare card we had to get rid of. Which we might have to use if we have... Yep. Worthless. Produced nothing of significance. Oh, that's just too bad. But you know what? The cops didn't bust down our door. And that's just what you want. Okay, we still got 2 funds. Still got 2 funds. The fleeting remembrance survived that. The mystique. Yeah, alright. There we go. There we go. Oh no, you're stacking cards on me. That's just not acceptable. Can stack influences at the exact same number, which is like something that took him a while to do. And I was like, dude, I don't think it was that super necessary, especially if you're messing all this stuff up. But we have no glimmering, but we have contentment. We have to put these 2 together with the next study, and then, of course, we move towards health. But the next thing we want to do is we want to get another vitality. Oops, no, we don't need to do this. We need to do, hang on, this. Another vitality, and work us slowly to getting to the next level of that. While we'll have the glimmering going in a moment here. Yes, it's all terribly exciting. Basically, we're just living a virtuous life in the beginning. Because, of course, if you have, now let's put this out, if you want a career in evil, you make sure there's absolutely nothing, and I mean nothing, nobody can ever pin on you. Now, this, of course, will be nothing next time around, which is good. This, of course, in about 8 seconds will be giving us our usual issue with the restlessness that could become despair. Thing is, we're not going to have this long enough to be able to pull it off, I believe. We might get lucky. We might really get lucky. There we go. Yep, mortal frustrations. Maybe. Maybe. Breathe. Now, somebody said to play this game without pausing. I said probably could at this speed, but I don't want to. It's not a super amount of fun. Now, this will become... See, we can't do anything with restlessness now, and this will be decay by that point, so it's absolutely useless. We're going to have to get rid of it the usual way by painting. That, unfortunately, removes our ability to do mystique, but we do know that we have another... We'll have more time, hopefully, to be able to do this. I haven't to worry about the cops. There's always problems. Yep, exercise the body, vitality, lesson learned. Excellent to know. We have 115 seconds to pull this off. We only need to do this next, so we can get the lesson learned. Increase our vivid imagination skill to the next level. Deep breath. Okay, so. Now, one of the things we can do, by the way, if you want to be able to retain the ability to paint, is only use the passion card, not our imagination card. First of all, there's the funds, there's the health fatigue to take the nap. Boom, there we go. Vitality goes here, and of course, if we really want to, we can increase that, but we still need to get rid of this restlessness because it comes to despair. We don't know what despair can last a bit. So, rather than risking losing our vivid imagination card, when we absolutely might need it to hold 2, actually, we could probably get a... Yeah. Let's try it this way. And restlessness goes here. Boom. There we go. All cylinders are currently firing, which means we go to fast forward since I have the ability to do absolutely nothing without those verbs. A season of silence. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Notice our funds are still doing okay. We're about where we started. Of course, capitalism, treading water is a success. Health is at level 2. Okay, we'll hold here for a moment, because we still have stuff that we have to do. Okay, and the Mystique is also burning out rather quickly. Right. So, let's take this, move this here, get our 2 lesson learned, get the level 3 on Passion. Yeah, level 3 Passion before we get level 2 Reason, simply because of the way the cards are being played. We'll, of course, do the exact same for Vitality when we have the option. Alright, that's definitely a glitch. I've sold a painting. She'll probably hang it in her spare bedroom and never look at it again, but the money is good. Alright, we get a Glimmering, we get 2 Glimmerings, a Passion, and of course funds. Probably it was our mother who bought it. Okay, put the Passion here for that. Again, we're doing okay with cash without even getting into the clerk job. Of course, I may want to assassinate myself up the corporate chain for funds. For funny. Just to, you know, have fun. But we'll see what happens. Now, there's no way I'm going to be using these 2 Glimmerings to be able to... Well, I'll combine them to the lesson learned, but I doubt I'll get to level 4 Passion quite this quickly. Now, need to check here. Another Despair run. So it basically means that we're going to have to do exact same thing in about 15 seconds. So we're going to be leaving off. I'm going to leave the Passion card and put that into here. And by this point, we don't have to worry about Mystique anymore. So we can actually use the Imagination card. Where did that go, by the way? Oh, gods. I have to worry about stacking on top of things. Oh, wait. No, we put it in here. Never mind. Silly me. So at this point, we want to get the Vitality up and running. So, yeah, what we could do is we could take the health card, use the skill card here. Use that to grab another Vitality. We get to level 3. Yes, I know. Reason is supposedly the path we've chosen, but the other 2 are just more useful in a practical sense. Okay, 2 Glimmering. We can deal with that when it comes along. Okay, now check what we're doing next. Another Fascination trap. Here is this one. Of course, we'll deal with it when we get to it. Restlessness. Got it. Again, we'll use the other Passion card to deal with it. Okay, now, our desire, feed my imagination fiercer. My desires grow in number and may always outpace my actions. We're at level 2 when it comes to this. Excellent. Gods. Alright, so now we have 3 Passion cards. Alright, cool. Next thing we need to do is that once we get this Vitality out of here, we will, of course, immediately put this into nap mode. And we'll take these 2 Vitality. We had to hold off and doing anything else with this. And, no, not that one. Ooh. The Vitality's here, never mind. Vitality, the cards. Sometimes the cards are close enough that it's a bit of an issue, but yeah. We'll suddenly have our 2 Vitality to bring this to the next level, which is cool. In the meantime, we'll take that Passion card. Get rid of the Restlessness. Again, we haven't even entered into the office job, and we're currently living off of our online art, I guess. And we'll make a career out of it. I mean, technically this is a craft, not an art I'm doing. Sickness coming up. Okay, cool. Fascination trap active. That could be an issue if we want to get back into you want to start the magic in a bit. Alright, boom. Next health is now regened. Okay, so hold off. We should be able to get what we need in a moment and then have the level 2 skill for stronger physique. Arms of Iron. Alright. That's a definite glitch, dude. Alright, so yeah, all we got out of that one was contentment, which, you know, it's fine by me. The only reason we're doing that is to get rid of the unwanted influence. This, on the other hand, exercise the body, Vitality, lesson learned, so we snap these 2 into place. And we're going to be quick on this one to turn these into a lesson learned, just so we can extend them further. But yeah, that will give us the level 3 health cards. They should be doing more than that, but oh my god. Yeah, the Glimmering's just going to keep adding up, apparently. I imagine we got this stuck under our bed somewhere. Yeah, I'll look at it later. How important is it? My art career is taking off. There's the alternate timeline for you. Palpatine finds satisfaction in becoming a virtual holo artist in Naboo. Ah, isn't that wholesome? You can't actually retire in an artistic career in the game. You can retire in an office job, though. Went over that on bad ends. There's the, bad card. This, of course. But we have no mystique. And as long as we don't paint or anything foolish like that, we'll be fine. In the meantime, we can use our one remaining health card here in order to form the vitality that we'll need to heal that sickness. There we go. And we progress. Again, this part, sometimes, we're still back at where we started fund-wise at 11. Like I said, our art career has taken over. Okay, this is now at level 2, as you can see. Aspect strength, strong by day and as well by night. Oof. Apparently he's got he's got the ladies. Or the men. I don't judge. They wouldn't in London at this time, and they still do. But I don't. Anyways, the health goes back here. By the time we're done... There you go. By the time we're done, we're going to be interesting. Okay, so... Top has nothing defined. The affliction goes here. Oh, wait, we need to get the... Give me a second. There you go. Now, instead of... We're going to have to heal the fatigue normally. Then... Alright, just collect all. Put this here. Grab that. Be done with it. All I need now is time. Your vitality will deck. We all know when you're really sick that working hard is going to help you recover faster, right? That's how that works, right? The game tells me that's how it works. Again, apparently we still have a day job. Online art's not going to do it that well for us. But yeah, we'll have the contentment card when the cop is done, and then we'll make our next move. Boom. Contentment for when nobody that. We have 3 passion cards, which is kind of awesome. Hopefully we'll be able to get a glimmering. Okay, feed my imagination, glimmering lesson learned. Just wanted that in place. Now, we could do right here is we could study passion, but we're going to lose that glimmering in 59 seconds, so it doesn't really matter. Too bad, unfortunately. We can concentrate on getting the next level. I don't actually think I can get to 4 passion cards right now, but I mean 3 right now in the first 36 minutes of the game. Yeah, not bad. In the meantime, since this thing is actually that, we will read whatever comes to hand and start working on getting ourselves in level 1 when it comes to reason, even though it's supposed to be the reason run, All cylinders are firing. Full speed ahead. General rule. Others speak little to me, but now I nod when I pass. Here's my pay. But yeah, we are ripped, dude. Bro, do you lift, bro? Anyways. Okay, what are we doing at this point? In 8.2 seconds, we can redeploy our health to get additional funds, and of course vitality. Which is probably what we're going to do. Just a moment. And boom. Let's see what we're doing. Tryst and interludes. If you have a particular friend, we'd have to use a fund to take them out. And we're going to do it again. That's just cool. So nothing big happening on that platform. Okay, so back to here. Oops, not that one. This one. No, help. That one. God, they're all so alike. There you go. Unskilled labor continues. Yes, who knew that only to save the galaxy, all Palpatine had to do was discover his love of art. Brings a tear to your eye. Yeah, because still, this takes 30 seconds. We have 49 left in recovery. Might as well use it while we've got it. All cylinders firing. Move forward. Another contentment card that we're not going to be using because, I guess we're happy. That's the thing. He's just too happy to be evil right now. Gods. That's why fate has to step in. Alright, health card 2. And we are as we are. Alright, so. The words contain knowledge. Now I contain it. It is a little like theft, a little like feasting, a little like progress of infectious disease. Wow, somebody doesn't think much of education. I understand the mimetic, terrifying concepts at times, but first things first, get our second erudition, and move forward. What do we got here? All right, season of romance. We are alone, so it's romance with ourselves. Make of that what you will. we at least are getting plenty of sleep, which is good. Vitality's at 2 vitality. We can just keep going. We're working outside. Damn that office job. We don't want any of that shit. Well, we'll get through it to take over the company in a bit. Again, launching another one. And once again, all we have to do is not paint, and we're cool. The cops have nothing on us. Just, you know, going through our Twitter, trying to find something that implicates us in a crime, in a thought crime. That's literally what it is. They are the thought police. They don't want us thinking about magic, because the powers that be do not want the world to end. Strangely. You know, if the world's willing to keep all their stuff. Alright. Alright, erudition. So, we've got a little time here. We want to save the vitality. Actually, what we could do, let's go with erudition first. And at the 10-second mark, we'll pop out the most vitality as we slowly but surely work our way to the next level of health, which is, you know, I didn't see that being the priority, but... Alright, to keep ourselves in good health, we can continue doing this until we are even stronger. We lift, bro. We lift. Alright. Doing okay. We don't need an office job. Fuck the man. Okay, we're gonna get sick again, but we'll have the vitality for it. Not to worry. Cops completely are leaving us alone now. We are nothing but a good citizen after all. And we just keep the ball rolling. Switch to normal, so we don't lose that vitality if we want it. And the thing is, it's kind of funny. It does make sense that since we keep ourselves in exercise, that we do actually keep our good health going. There it is. Level 1 scholarship. Alright, so level 1 scholarship goes into place. We don't take the vitality, since we still grabbed it just before it decayed. We'll turn that to a lesson learned. After all, the Sith must have a good body, hone their body as a weapon against the Jedi. Doesn't know why he's practicing evil laugh while he's out there working. But, you know, he just feels it. His destiny. Well, except for episode 8, destiny just sucks. Yeah, episode 9, I mean. I have not actually seen Star Wars episode 9, and I am probably going to try to never do so. I can't. I mean, the thing is, their script was leaked online that was really, I don't know if it's real or not. It was so much better than that was, and it came out before the film, so it could be fanfic, could be something that some idiot decided wasn't great. So, yeah. In the meantime, I'm not even going to be concerned about it. Alright. It's a story, like every other story. The fact that we have this particular story of space wizards has become so phenomenal is primarily, I think, due to the... How do I put this? It's not spiritual. Imaginative bankruptcy of humanity to some degree. The sameness. I mean, the thing is, it was originally original, right? It was the biggest thing that came out, the first summer blockbuster. Maybe Jaws, maybe Jaws came beforehand, but Jaws was just a small bucket, and this was the lake, as it were. So, Star Wars kind of redefined everything. FX heavy, sci-fi opera about space wizards. So yeah. But now it's just the norm. It's what we're accustomed to. I know, just always thinking about these things. This thing is that to understand people, you have to understand what they believe. And right now their beliefs are primarily formed by the concepts that we take in by mass media, including this one, for example. So they become our myths. I mean, Joseph Campbell noted that when he did The Hero with a Thousand Faces, that Luke Skywalker did match the mythology, but what he missed, because he was looking at a uniquely Western lens, was the fact that it was one that was a martial one. Now, the thing is, the original type of story, the myth, that it was based off is known as a medicine journey, which is from indigenous lore. Despair. Well, we don't want those two combinations going together, so... Gonna have to decide how we're gonna run this. First of all, we lose a vitality. That's just no big issue, considering we're just generating it like crazy. We're still staying slightly ahead of the money because it only takes about 50 seconds to complete one of our runs. It'll take only 45 when you get the next level of strength. But yeah, we're just going to keep rolling forward. Okay. But the thing is, because what happens is Star Wars and a lot of it had to align itself with this the system of its time, which was essentially one that rewarded the individual in a fashion to be worshipped like a king rather than being part of a larger tribe. The medicine person of an indigenous tribe, or, of the, unless it got larger, because the indigenous, technically Vikings, Celts, they're all indigenous in that they still retained see, no cops coming, right? They still retained that, how do I put this? That connection to their past, the land that modernity has completely severed. Okay, so that goes there. Probably not going to get to the next health, unfortunately, but we will roll forward and see what happens. You only need one more vitality. We could theoretically study health just to do regular exercise as opposed to do work. So, quick note. We've got vitality lesson learned. The thing is, we need 3. So, we still need one more vitality. And need it. Yeah, we don't. None of these are going to give us a trouble doing so. So we just need to take the health and study that. Health fatigued there, just so we can keep track of everything, keep your UI clear. So what happens is that the more martial, more aggressive concepts that you're going to have through the Western lens, as it were, we could get in trouble if we have a glimmering, if we have a mystique there. So, ooh, the first balancing act we're having, issue we're having. So that became the norm for this sort of stuff. It's hardly the beginning. I mean, Arthur's Knights, for example. Jesus, how much restlessness do we got going here? Fortunately, no mystique, so we're good there. Passion is fatigued, and we will be doing it again when this one comes through. We've got a lot of glimmering. You can think about what we're going to do with glimmering, but we're going to get in a moment. But yeah, we currently have a thought here what to do. Yeah, we have to keep this one open for when this pops out, and we have to worry about the cops too. Maybe they'll just look us over. We'll leave the job open for now. Move on to increasing our strength, and that should hopefully help. Health, vitality through exercise. We need these two together, and that will allow us to get the next level of strength. And faraway thoughts goes here. Grab passion, throw that here. Boom. Deep breath. After that, things should even out a bit, right? The cops are next, then Fascination. The cops find nothing. Have found nothing for some time, but are just doing a more detailed look. Hopefully this will not generate any mystique. Probably won't, that level, which is one of the reasons why I use that level. Also, I don't think it consumes restlessness if you use it at a higher imagination. We'll try that sometime. Just to check it out. Alright. So yeah. It's become... Yeah, the Western is kind of... Whoops, sorry. The Western has kind of become the norm for Star Wars. The Mandalorian, for example. Some elements even the last trilogy. Because it becomes the single individual who is strong enough to walk into a situation and fix it all, which is a power fantasy, yes, and we all know that the entertainment industry is all about selling us our power fantasies, whatever they might be, but as someone actually said today, which I thought was kind of interesting, their power fantasy is, in fact, helping others. So the Star Wars, for example, combine those two in the fact that the characters are altruistic, and with keeping the rigid light, good, dark, evil, which of course we're violating in this game, kind of going is kind of how they code it. Yeah, we're going to lose those two. Yeah. I don't know if we're going to get to the next level of passion the way we're going. Yeah, you notice I'm still not getting to the, so where are we now? Could just use the one health here. Why we've got nothing better to do to gain that. And yeah, we'll need to be painting again afterwards soon. And our money's starting to decline slightly, so our mother might be actually nag us into that office job we just don't want to have. That's Palpatine's true rise to evil. He became corporate. You know, some Song or whatever the heck, Sub-Sora opens up an office in Naboo and he takes a job there. Anyways, so deep breath. Okay, so since we're probably going to be gathering glimmer, it might, due to the fact we're going to be painting again, we might want to consider actually working towards that, even though it's a bit premature. Yeah, we haven't even touched magic yet. We're just working in our career. Downloading videos from YouTube on how to become a better content creator. No, I've never actually done that, by the way, because I never really considered this to be a primary career, mind you. Just something I do. Yeah, we'll have to keep that open for the passion card when we need it. But it is interesting that YouTube keeps throwing those links to them at me ever since I started producing material. It's a little weird. Like, I mean, you can consider it to be something they're trying to help you with, but mostly they're just trying to get you to dump more cash. Them, because the more people I view, of course, the more ads are put out there. Well, I get a percentage of them. 70% of it probably goes to YouTube. They'll say it's because, you know, they have to maintain that massive server space. And, you know, under the tenets of capitalism, you know, if this is not my primary job and it's actually an extended side gig, as it were, it's sort of okay, but this will all fracture at some point. All right, so this has become lesson learned. Ooh, we can do this if we're lucky. Move the passion into here. This will be interesting. We'll have to get to normal afterwards. And... okay, season, that's going to give us a little bit of a breather. Deep breath. Deep breath. Alright, so... yeah, that needs to be fixed, dude. But you know what? You've been doing so much damage lately, I don't want to tell you to fix anything right now. Okay. I'll get a dev on that one. Boom, let's do that. Oh my god, 15 minutes in and we haven't even gotten to the magic part. Because it's all about prep. Really. It is. Good, well begun is half done. That's true in just about everything. Yeah, lay out all your space, you get all your ducks in a row, you have your plan set out, you will succeed. You're halfway to success already. Now, take the glimmering, put these, we start putting the lesson learned to these here too. We're going to have enough glimmering and just by this here to be able to get our passion to the next level. Wow. A lot faster than I thought we'd get to. And we have, yeah, we still have the old weird man's document tucked under our bed. Police don't even know who we are. I mean, it's good. His early years for Palpatine were good. Were they just, how did he go wrong? Well, we're going to find out because we're going to make him go wrong. Again, the vitality goes here. We've got dread next, which really isn't going to affect us. And sure, let's do our day job. So we don't need the additional glimmering. Oh, and yeah, nap. It's back up. And you increase it even further, which is kind of nuts. Yes, but a Sith must be passionate. What fuels them, fuels their hatred, their dreams of what they will do with it. Well, the thing is about the dark side is why it is passion. I've always wanted to see a take on it where the passion isn't destructive. It's just really intense art. You know, it's just kind of what we're doing here. I mean, you get some crazy person making Jason Pollock paintings that touch people's souls. I mean, what would the Jedi do at that point? Technically he's not evil, but there's some Jedi, I swear, would just hack him apart because they got nothing better to do with the laser swords. Let's see. The vitality, we'll lose the vitality a moment, but we're always cycling those, so it's not really much of an issue. Speaking of which, let's keep our day job. Remember, we're trying to not generate too much mystique because we're not really super into the magic thing yet. Like, at all. Maybe we're just really into Neil Gaiman. Right, wrong time train. Who would it be in the 1920s? Who would Gaiman's version be? It'd probably be... God, what's the name of that Irish? It'd be Clark Ashton Smith. He should be around. And we also know Lovecraft can't be around because it's kind of a paradox in the Lovecraftian world. But, you know how it is. Alright, so. And boom. There we go. There, back to the napping. And we don't have a despair card coming up. We have a health, yeah, vitality. We'll have no problem with that. Yeah, we're keeping ourselves in good health. We'll be fine. And boom. There we go. You don't have to do that for me, but yeah. Boom. Okay, another caching card, which is great. Hey, firing all cylinders, go full speed. And boom, card's gone. We've got a health card going. Excellent. What's next? Let's change this to normal. And pause. Yep, cops are next. So, again, we can't do anything too outrageous, as it were. Might do the same sort of crazy thing for health to get that to maximum, as things are interestingly progressing. And pause. Alright, so, app. Boom. Mortality is high again. We just need to use the oldest one when it rolls around. And again, let's move forward. Gods. And boom. There. Legend is fiercest. We now have level 4. Level 3. Now we can't get to level 4 until we get to magic, so yeah, it's kind of nuts, but we'll take these 2 vitality since I'll have plenty of vitality afterwards and start working towards health. Being at that same level. And again, why we've you notice having a slow decay of money there. We've gone to 9 as our standard. It's kind of to be expected, you know, not everything's going to work out. I mean, most careers in the arts are about taking a large fortune and making it into a small fortune. I know, it's an old joke. I don't know, sometimes these jokes that I do that are so old, they've actually disappeared long enough they can be considered fresh by somebody. Okay, so again, we can't deal with the cops. Okay, adversary. Yeah, funds. And they're going to do it again. So yeah, we can't do anything that looks funny right now. It's okay. We can still work on our health. And if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. Literally, the game will kill you. Grow stronger in passion and body. Reason is secondary. Alright then. Okay, so exercise the body, lesson learned. Nap these 2 out. Oh, dude. Start. It'd be interesting if we actually do pull it off. Oh my god, we have even an additional one! Yeah, I kind of see this happening. Boom. Okay, we can't nap, which is, of course, a thing. Can, however, work towards getting both our vitality and our money back up. We are doing extra shifts, which is cool. Alright, that's despair up and running. It's in place. You're not going to the right place, by the way. We'll take the fatigued one here. The other one's just going to get 5 seconds left. It would actually take longer to take a 30-second run. Kind of weird how that works, but I'm kind of okay. Alright, so yeah. I'm safe for now. The meddler's attention must be directed elsewhere. Excellent, excellent. Nobody knows what's going on. The secret police do not know that we exist, which is always a good thing until they start working for me. Wondering if there would be a good game where you're playing the Suppression Bureau. Think about it, where your job... Oh yeah, they had the detective run in here. I haven't done that one yet. I don't know how simple it would be to do so. I haven't even considered it because I'm not really super into the concept. But it would be interesting if I could use the detective run straight through. Look it up. Alright, so vitality, yeah, I got more than enough at this point. Yeah, that straight exercise regime is paying off. Probably also the kale. Everybody's always swearing on the kale, I don't know why. What is it about kale that's supposed to be so bloody useful? Alright. Just like a vegetable which nobody eats. I'm guessing it's just marketing. Because they got this huge vegetable, they got this vegetable that nobody likes, and they need to desperately sell it to somebody. So they hire a bunch of influencers who swear by it, and then they get on TikTok and they make everybody want it, and you know, the consumer zombies do their thing, and next thing you know, kale is worth something on the commodities market. Alright, so yeah. I'm sorry this isn't the most interesting start for the Palpatine run, but it is going to be useful when we move forward. Okay, so just keep going. Yeah, we've kind of brought ourselves up to 10, which is good. Fatigue health goes here. Boom. And then we'll probably get our health going to the level 3, and then we'll call it. All right, so then we'll start the next episode actually studying the arcane arts, which is, of course, how Palpatine receives his fall from grace, inevitably to become a very obnoxious individual. Hard, and you know, as hard to get rid of as mold in the basement. Jesus. Who knew he was ripped when he was this young? Alright, so what do we got here? That, okay. Normal, continue, boom. All those fleetings passing by, which are always cool. You need the fuel. Okay, so, and boom. So, goes in there, we start the nap. Grab this. Good boy. Wait. Did we bloody well... Oh my god, we already lapped. I wasn't even aware of it. Oof. I would need a level forge at this point to be able to complete what I wanted. But yeah, wow. I didn't even realize we got into level 3 on both of them. I just went through like a machine. Anyways, so... Shall we? Examine the package of peculiar papers with my reason. In the meantime, we just keep our day job going. I'm not going to get a level 4 forge in anything very soon, but once we have the once we have our first piece of lore to be able to do so, I'm not going to take that much effort to have it. I'll have all the vitalities in place, and then we can simply move on with our lives. But in the meantime, we'll drop our first piece of lore into the game, and eventually begin the downfall of so-and-so Palp. I'll have to look up what his canon real first name is, because it's obvious that they have these ridiculous names. Like, I think there actually is a character called Biggest Dickus. Or was that Monty Python? My correspondent describes my dreams exactly. They use names instantly familiar. The house, the wood, the flowers, the glory. They knew the secrets beneath time, the skin of the world. A new curiosity burns in me. There is a note here, directed to a bookshop that does not advertise its wares. Alright, so we get that back. We get our notes and possible collaborator. It gives our first person, our notes to Moreland, which are absolutely useful. I have so much vitality, I don't know what to do with it. We need to get to Moreland's first, because Moreland's will not actually trigger any unwanted attention. And as long as we keep the funds going, like we've been going, we should be able to afford a few books. Now, Watchman's Secret. We all remember what this is for, right? We take Passion Card to Moonlit Road, hit them with the Watchman's Dream. Boom. Let's just sleep in a room without colors. Bleach the sheets, whitewash the walls, dye my hair, and paint my skin. Whatever works your ritual, dude. I ain't gonna judge. Meantime, we'll keep the vitality rolling, so we can hopefully get that Forge book from Moreland's. And yeah, we're probably gonna have to end it about here. So, I know it's not an exciting beginning, but like I said, you lay your foundations first, and many times the foundations are, you know, isn't a sexy kind of job, as it were. You end up just learning, and that's a lot of occult lore. I won't even tell you how many times before the internet, how much time I spent in collections of rare books in library universities and private collections, finding out information, just, you know, why I rattle it off here. So yeah, if you really want to get into the cult, you better get used to freaking reading, and you better get used to going back to the original sources. You can't get... The internet is always going to only give you a surface level to all of this. Good lord, what is that? If you want it, you can find it. But just remember, like in this game, everything changes after that point, once you turn the first page. Anyways, this is Fantastic World saying farewell from Lovecraft Country and the Chancellor Palpatine run of the Lantern Aspirant. And of course, this will be this is fulfilling our 750 subscriber list. And there are other, you know, hang on a second. There are other milestones that we passed, like the 1,000 mark was for the Lantern Hostel. But since then, I've been still keeping up on them, so I haven't run. But technically, one was blown by at 1,500, another will be at 2,000. I may have to retroactively figure out what they are, mind you. Let me know down below if you have any ideas of what you want to see as a special for those. And yeah, if you want to like this, you want to subscribe, if you're not a subscriber, please go ahead. If you're not a subscriber and you're unaware of my previous things, of course, the top right would have shown the full playlist of all of my episodes so far for Cultist Simulator. Check them out. If you do subscribe, hit the notification button. If you want to really help me out, become a supporter, gain access to additional material. And speaking of which, by the way, we have started a supporter-only episode for Stella, S-T-L-A, Stella, which I don't know which way it's pronounced, but essentially not a woman's name. It's the name of a type of monument over a dead civilization, Mesopotamia in our case. In which case, it's a combination of both Limbo and Lovecraft that I've been doing for supporters only, which I hope you enjoy. And if you become a higher level supporter, there's one called Lovecraft After Dark, where I do the weird ones. We're still actually finishing off the second season of Dark Side Detective, sort of Lovecraftian 16-bit puzzle game, which is kind of interesting, especially as you get to hear me say a lot of funny voices. Yeah, that's a short thing. But anyways, down below links on our payment platform. You can gain access to that. You can unlock the next milestone, stretch goal, I think they call it, which we have 3 additional episodes per month. And of course, you get to vote on which ones those are. Now, I think I've gone way too long into that's promo sort of things. And I hope you have a good day/night. See you next time. Bye.
I'd like to thank my Acolyte level supporters whose contributions help this channel grow and hastens the inevitable digital apocalypse and rise of the Dark Lords of Content and Data.